Detachment is often misunderstood. It is not coldness, it is not arrogance, and it is not emotional absence. Detachment is distance without hostility. It forms when the mind learns to step back instead of react. People who feel detached from everyone are not always disconnected. Many are simply no longer entangled. Behavioral psychology shows that emotional attachment is reinforced through feedback loops. Reaction creates connection. Expectation creates obligation. When these loops are interrupted, attachment weakens. Detachment emerges. This does not happen suddenly. It forms gradually, often after repeated exposure to disappointment, misunderstanding, or emotional overload. The nervous system adapts by reducing engagement. This adaptation is protective. It lowers emotional cost, but it also alters perception. Detached individuals observe more than they participate. They notice patterns others miss. Tone shifts, power dynamics, emotional exchanges that feel automatic to others become visible. Distance sharpens awareness. The trade-off is reduced emotional immersion. Many detached people feel out of sync in social environments. They are present, but not absorbed. They listen, but do not internalize. This state is often mistaken for superiority or lack of care. In reality, it is regulation. The system has learned that constant emotional involvement is expensive. Detachment reduces volatility. In work environments, detached individuals are often reliable under pressure. They do not escalate. They do not personalize conflict. This stability is valuable, but it can also be misinterpreted as disengagement. When emotional signaling is low, others struggle to read intent. Ambiguity invites projection. Detached people are often labeled incorrectly because they do not broadcast emotion. In relationships, detachment creates similar confusion. Partners may feel distance even when commitment remains. Detachment is not the absence of connection. It is the absence of emotional reactivity. When one person no longer reacts automatically, the dynamic shifts. This shift can feel threatening to those accustomed to emotional reciprocity. The mistake many detached individuals make is assuming distance alone is sufficient. Detachment without calibration becomes isolation. Isolation reduces feedback. Reduced feedback limits adjustment. The system becomes rigid. Another mistake is using detachment as avoidance. Emotional withdrawal to escape discomfort creates long-term disconnection. Healthy detachment maintains access while regulating exposure. The difference is subtle. Avoidance eliminates engagement. Detachment moderates it. Behavioral research shows that emotional regulation improves decision-making, but excessive disengagement reduces social bonding. Balance is critical. Internal regulation should not become emotional shutdown. The internal adjustment required is distinguishing between reactivity and connection. You can remain present without absorbing emotional charge. This requires awareness of your own nervous system. When arousal rises, step back internally, not externally. Externally, maintain basic responsiveness. Short replies, neutral tone, consistent behavior. These signals preserve connection without entanglement. Another key factor is meaning. Detachment increases when social interactions feel misaligned with values. When conversations lack depth or purpose, the mind disengages. This is not pathology. It is selective investment. Humans do not attach equally to all environments. Detachment often signals a mismatch rather than a deficit. However, prolonged detachment without re-engagement can erode motivation. The system becomes efficient but flat. Re-engagement requires choice, choosing where to invest emotional energy. Not everyone deserves access, but some connection is necessary for psychological health. The internal power frame is not superiority, it is sovereignty. You are responsible for regulating your emotional exposure. You are not required to absorb every interaction. Detachment allows choice. Choice restores control. The goal is not to feel close to everyone. It is to remain open without being consumed. Detachment becomes a problem only when it eliminates flexibility. Healthy detachment is reversible. It allows movement in and out of connection without collapse. People who master this state are not numb. They are selective. They feel deeply where it matters and remain neutral elsewhere. That selectivity preserves energy. Energy supports clarity. Clarity supports stability. Stability changes how others respond, not because you demand distance, but because you no longer chase engagement. Detachment is not withdrawal from life, it is refusal to be pulled by every signal. When practiced consciously, it creates quiet strength. When practiced unconsciously, it becomes isolation. Awareness determines the outcome. Stay sharp.